I know I had a very big fear of letting people down, letting my family down, letting myself down, letting my Marines down. So being able to frame that's anxiety and using healthy outlets to overcome that has been huge for me. My name is Matt, and I was in the Marine Corps. My MOS was 4133, Marine Corps Community Services, where we oversaw the businesses on base. And I served from 2000 to 2022. So I deployed 5 times. The first 4 were to combat zones, Iraq, Afghanistan, Kuwait and Iraq together when ISIS was going around. But my last deployment to Australia, you would think would be the most fun and the best deployment, but it wasn't. It was the opposite. I felt I lacked a sense of purpose. I was also in a different point in my life where I didn't really feel like I was doing something valuable at that point. And I was away from my kids, and I just started really questioning, like, what am I doing? It was about 2 years that really were a little dark for me. I mean, I was diagnosed with PTSD. Looking back, after being older and wiser, I can see that I was probably depressed on recruiting duty. I definitely had dark thoughts and struggled with anxiety and depression. I didn't get help back then, but when I finally did a few years ago, that's where I was able to kind of work through some of that stuff. I had some really great mentors. A retired Marine who is one of my bosses who told me, none of us are normal, you know? We've all been through experiences that have made us not normal, and it's okay to get help, and it's really necessary to go talk through it and see what we have going on just so we can deal with it. Talk therapy was helpful for me because just going and talking about it, and the counselor was able to give me examples of other veterans that have gone through similar things that he's worked them through. So you felt like you're not alone. Like, okay, I'm not the only one dealing with some of these thoughts or some of these issues. At least in the beginning, they let you kind of tell your story. And then as you're going through some of the things that you've struggled with, or maybe some of the things that you aren't happy with, then they start asking questions and giving you examples of where maybe what you're dealing with isn't maybe healthy, you know? So then it gives you tools to pursue and strengthen your mental health. I think sense of purpose is the most important thing for veterans to find. Obviously, being a Marine or being in the military, you have a sense of purpose. You have a natural connection to what you're doing. And when you transition, that goes away. Nobody stays in the Marine Corps forever. No one stays in the military forever. So you have to find a sense of purpose and, more importantly, an identity beyond just being a Marine. I've been able to find a purpose in my family, in my profession, where I'm opening up centers for kids with autism. Where obviously that's easy to get up in the morning and work to open up centers for them. I see the value in that. I work with a team, so we're accomplishing something together, so I have a sense of belonging. I love hiking and fishing and camping, and even just sitting on the back porch and just think about my life and where I want to go with it. By having a strong mental health, you can then be there for everybody else, and you can be that provider for your family, you can be an ear to listen to for your friends, and you can then be that example of a success story for everyone else.